intonation is a tuning system that's not tempered. It's not based on the 12-tone system we're used to using. It uses as its source of intervals the distance between the notes, the harmonic series or the overtone series, same thing. It's the series of naturally occurring harmonics that any vibrating thing gives to us, right? Whether it's a bridge or the harmonic resonance of a car, cabin, anything that vibrates, a cone of air and a saxophone, a string, which is my best example for you guys. Here's a string vibrating. It naturally subdivides at the harmonics, right? We call them nodes. So if 1-1, our basic original note, is this string, A, the next most fundamental division is at half of the string's length, where we get the octave. After that, every other interval that harmonics give to us are not the ones we get in 12th tone. Some are close, like fourths and fifths, but thirds are very different. And then there's additional ones which increase the language, the harmonic language at our disposal. Whereas you go further out the harmonic series, you get into microtonality, which is notes in between the 12 we're used to using, which we don't have access to on a piano or any 12-tone tuned instruments. So to give you an example, that's half the string's length, third of the string's length, a fourth, which is a doubling of the half, so we get another octave of our original, right? Then we get a new note here, the fifth harmonic, which gives us a major third interval. I can do a chord like this. This bass has frets which allow me to get the exact note in a variety of keys as it manifests itself in the harmonic series. So if I'm in A and I want a major third, I use the fifth harmonic and have a fret for it here on the D string, still tuned in fourths like a regular bass. Now suppose I want to play a 7 chord, a 1, 3, 5, 7. I need some sort of seventh. In 12th tone, for those of you with some basic theory, what we use as our minor seventh to give us a 7 chord is effectively 2/4 above our root. We would go like from A to D and from D to G. And we would go, that would be our minor seventh. I can simulate it on this bass, very close. It's perfectly good minor seventh. It exists as being 2 perfect fourths above the root. Right? But there's another naturally occurring seventh we can use, which comes from the harmonic series. It is coincidentally the 7th harmonic. It's very different from 2/4 above the root. I have a fret for it there. The difference between these two frets here is about 1/3 of a half step. So if I use like the 12th tone, you get this. This is what we're used to hearing. But if I go and I use those naturally occurring harmonics to make my 7 chord, we get a new kind of seventh. It's called a harmonic seventh. It's extremely in tune. You hear that? Here's the other one. So the difference between the two is this. About 1/3 of a half step. So we're using some additional language there too. Not only is it perfectly in tune, because it's in tune with the harmonic series, the natural way your strings and bass vibrate, but it's a new note that we can't even imply in 12th tone. Here's another one, a neutral 6, not a minor 6, not a major 6, but the 13th harmonic. It sounds kind of weird at first, but I love it. Let's do it in E. There's a nice E major chord. That's the 13th harmonic used as a neutral 6th. just intonation.